Unit 5. How a Chinese billionaire built her fortune. Page 106. Let's move to the next page. I'm going to read the text now. Meet Jo Kunfei, the world's richest self-made woman. She is the founder of Lens Technology and counts a $27 million estate in Hong Kong among her acquisitions. But she is most at home on the floor of a factory, dipping her hands in a tray of water to ensure it is of the right temperature, or taking the place of one of her technicians for a while. If you met her, you would instantly notice her neatness of appearance, her round owl-like glasses, and her cherubic face. Next paragraph. The youngest of 3 children, Kunfei was born in a tiny village in China. She lost her mother when she was 5. Her father was a skilled craftsman. He lost his eyesight and a finger in an industrial accident. Young Kunfei helped her family raise pigs and ducks for their livelihood. Next paragraph. Despite being a brilliant student, Kunfei dropped out of school at the age of 16. She landed a job that required her to work from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. polishing glass. The hours were long and the work monotonous. After 3 months, she decided to quit. She wrote her letter of resignation to her boss, in which she complained of the long hours and the boredom. But she also said that she was grateful for the job and was willing to learn more. Her boss was impressed with her letter. He asked her to stay on and promoted her. When she had saved enough money, she took the help of her relatives and set up a workshop for making watch lenses. Much of what she knew about making lenses was self-taught. She now began to try out different ways of improving the quality of the lenses that she sold. She began to acquire a reputation for making the finest watch lens available in the market. Along the way, she married and had a child. She then divorced, married again, and had another child. The advent of the mobile phone made Miss Jo a billionaire. In 2003, she was still making watch lenses when she received a call from the mobile giant Motorola. They wanted her to make screens for mobile phones. Until then, mobile screens were made of plastic. But glass would be more resistant to scratches and provide sharper images for text and multimedia. Jo got on board and created the screens for Motorola's Razr V3. Soon, HTC, Nokia, and Samsung placed orders with her. Then, in 2007, Apple entered the market with the iPhone, which has a keyboard-enabled glass touchscreen. Consequently, Ms. Jo invested heavily in new facilities and skilled technicians. Within 5 years, she set up manufacturing plants in 3 cities. Today, there are several competitors in this area, but Lens Technology still remains a Tier 1 player. Miss Jo is very hands-on with her job. She still tours the factory floor and sits down at the machines to work them herself. This is her way of finding any faults in the process or equipment that are in use. She expects the same amount of dedication from her employees as well. Most of the labor that she employs for checking glass are women. In the factory, glass is cut, ground down to size, bored and polished to give each plate a transparent finish. Then the plates are strengthened in a potassium ion bath, painted and cured. Finally, they are cleaned and coated with anti-smudge and anti-reflection films. Jo is obsessive about the standards maintained in her factory. From her office, a door leads to an apartment. She uses this apartment to rest so that she can have access to the factory floor day and night. In spite of all the success she has achieved, Jo is relatively less known, even in her own country, China. She rarely grants any interviews or makes public appearances. Her employees know her to be fastidious and observant of the smallest details. She notices a manager slouching at a meeting and asks him to sit straight. Yet, she exudes charm and humility. She remembers where she comes from and does not take her present position for granted. She recalls that in her village most girls did not have the option of going to middle school. They would be engaged or married at a very early age. Jo chose to work and run a business, and it is a choice she never regrets. That's the end of the text. Page 108. Post reading. Arrange the sentences in the order in which they appear in the passage. Please read, do this work, and then we will discuss. Okay, pause it for now. Right. The first one is E. Jo helped her family raise pigs and ducks. Second, B. Jo worked in a factory from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Third, F. Jo started her own watch lens company. 4. C. Motorola asked Jo to make glass screens for Razr V3. 5. G. HTC, Nokia and Samsung placed their orders with Lens Technology. 6. D. Apple brought the iPhone into the market. And 7. A. Jo invested heavily in facilities and skilled technicians. Next. Circle the qualities that Jo Kun-fei is seen to possess. Then find the lines in the passage that support it. Please pause, do this work, and then get back.